Hello, strangers, subscribers, and anything in between. This is Diego here, otherwise known as Artworm. Today's video is Sandshrew and Sandslash. Yeah. Last week I said I was looking forward to Sandshrew, and I was, and I still am. But when I got to the actual planning part, I had no real idea what to do. In the end, the only real idea that came to mind was an affectionate mother Sandslash and Sandshrew, a baby Sandshrew, or just the child basically. The only other idea before this was having, I don't know, battle-esque poses. At least I had no real plan. I just like Sandshrew. I find it cute. Sandslash, that's cool, but my favoritism goes towards Sandshrew a lot more. The basic running idea was affection, to convey that. One of the sketches, I don't know. I wanted to show the squish of the Sandslash's cheek against the Sandshrew, but I don't think I really showed that all that well. Still happy with it. I like how this came out. But yeah, that's something that I could have worked on. And because it was just a simple concept, I kind of wanted to try pushing it farther with shape language or whatever. I see Sandslash as a more the yellow part being softer, maybe fur, and only the back quills, needles, whatever things, as being more rougher, sharper. So later on when I'm doing the outlining and texture work, there's a lot more. I try to convey that in the yellow Sandslash, but I think I could have pushed it farther with the needles on its back. Maybe having them as rougher shapes, or just having, because I did try to make them more angular, but maybe I should, to convey that better, I should have had Sandslash, the yellow part, being more soft to convey the difference better. Another thing that ran through my mind was you know how I add a shiny in not every piece, but every once in a while there's a shiny. I think the most recent one was the Arbok, if I'm not mistaken. And I consider maybe doing it for this one. But Sandshrew's shiny is green. And I guess it could have looked good, but I didn't really want to do green. It's not exactly my favorite color to work with. And Sandslash's shiny, it was cool. And I did really consider doing it, with the red quills and stuff. The only thing I didn't like as much about it was that the yellow part of Sandslash is a lot duller, kind of grayish. Yeah. So I just kept it as a regular, non-shiny, because I wanted to keep the rich yellows of the two. Personally, I did want to make Sandshrew a lot softer to convey like the child aspect, I guess. But I had to do like more rougher. Well, is it really rough? It still has some softness to it, but I had to actually make it look at least a little more protective. Because it's supposed to be, what is it? An armadillo? I don't know. But something, those animals that roll up and have like hard exterior. So even though I wanted it to be softer, I had to still convey that. And I did push it with like to show edges and stuff with the shadows of blue and purple. When the outlining, I also just did the very dark parts where they met. And but I still tried to make it interesting, so it wasn't just like perfect lines connecting. You see how it's broken up later on when I do the pen work. I usually take a picture before I do the watercolor and all that. Well, basically before everything. But I forgot for this piece, and I kind of regret it because I think I did pretty good. I liked how it came out, just like the pencils alone. But yeah, forgot to take a picture. I think I've been doing that recently. I keep on forgetting to take a picture. At the end of this Pokemon series, I'm supposed to like add the idea of putting like pictures of all 151. But instead of just like the final product, like where it has my name signed, I considered having like the drawing with no watercolor, and just the watercolor, and then complete. And I'd go those 3 for every single piece. I don't know how I'm going to do the timing though, because to fit 151. I don't know how long every image can last on the screen to like keep it short. So it might be better that those pictures had been forgotten, at least for that like final product. But I wish I had the picture for myself. So yeah, I don't really have too much more to say. I'm not really in the talking mood today for this voiceover. And just in general, this Sandslash didn't have too much going for it, too much thought. It was just the one main idea, and I ran with it. But one thing I will say is that as I was recording this, I lost some of the footage because I ran out of space on my phone. We saw all these videos and whatnot. And that little shake that just happened, that was probably me like putting my phone back into the stand thing after like fixing whatever. So all the texture for the fur parts of Sandslash, that was lost. But I probably would cut it out anyways. The only thing where it really affects is my short form content, because there it shows everything, but then you see it and it just cuts off. It fast forwards, but it all goes by quickly, so I guess it doesn't matter too much. The main place where all the footage went was the watercolor, because it usually only takes me like 30 minutes or so. But I don't know if I was just working slower that day or something, whatever. But it took me like 50 or so minutes, compared to my usual 30. If it wasn't because I was slower, I'd assume it's because I did like more detail work because of the tiled skin of Sandshrew. But also, I went more layers with the yellow and whatnot. Because there was an earlier point where I considered it was done. But I just put another layer of yellow. And like I liked it. So I did it again on Sandshrew. And like just everywhere. I just added another layer. And that helped push the richness that otherwise would have just been gone completely had I not done it. And yeah, I like it. But yeah, I think that's where the time went. Adding more layers, more detail. Making colors richer. That's where it all went. I don't much feel like talking anymore in this voiceover. But maybe I'll try. Because the video's almost over, I believe. Yeah. Because the cutting, it's basically just finishing this line work and yeah. Then it mostly ends. So if I do stop talking, I don't think there'll be music. I don't feel like doing it. So bye until I do the outro thing. Thank you for watching. Consider liking. Consider watching past videos. That was Sandslash and Sandshrew 28. Next week is Nidoran, I believe.